Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to be using a script, so hopefully this video will be more organized than my previous ones. Anyways, I'm here to continue my Creepypasta review series. This time I'm going to review one of my favorite creepypastas, Lavender Syndrome. Let me take you back to 1994. Nintendo was the leader in the video game industry. They had popular franchises such as Mario, Zelda, and Metroid. One developer of Nintendo had an idea for a game. His name was Satoshi Tajai. As a kid, he enjoyed playing with bugs. This gave him the idea for the game Pokemon. Pokemon was released in 1996, and it was a huge success. Western gamers couldn't wait until it was released in their countries. However, it wasn't released in North America, Europe, or Australia until 3 years later. Most people didn't question the delayed release, however some did. Nintendo's explanation was that it took a while to translate everything. However, most people believe that the real delay was because of Lavender Town. Pokemon has been labeled as a kid-friendly game, meaning that it doesn't promote graphic violence. The typical town in Pokemon had a place to heal your Pokemon, a gym, and a store. However, about halfway through the game, the player encounters a town called Lavender Town. Unlike most towns, this town doesn't have a gym. It has a building where the souls of dead Pokemon rest, called Pokemon Tower. Up until this point, the players didn't know that the Pokemon could die. They only thought they would faint. Unlike most towns, Lavender Town didn't have your usual happy, bouncy music. It was more sad and depressing. In case you don't know, Pokemon games were released in versions. For example, Pokemon Red and Green versions were released in Japan. Later on, Blue version was released for Japan as a special edition. When Pokemon was released in North America, they only got Pokemon Blue and Red versions. America never saw the official release of Pokemon Green version. Why? Well, most people think that considering all of the games were just slightly modified versions of the game, there was no point in porting all three. However, Pokemon Green had a slightly different song playing in Lavender Town. It was higher pitched and was thought to cause headaches or even thoughts of suicide in younger children. According to some sources, the song randomly caused injuries and suicide in Japan, so Nintendo changed the song slightly and then released it to North America. Nintendo re-released Pokemon Green in Japan with the older music instead. However, some copies of the original still exist. Plus, you can listen to the song on YouTube. I've listened to it multiple times and I don't have any thoughts of suicide. Sure, after the fourth time it gets annoying as hell and I get a headache. However, I'm not suicidal. People could argue that I'm not as young as the described children in the story, so I'm not going to call false on this one, but I'm also not going to say it's true. The reason being is because unlike most creepypastas, this one's realistic-ish, I guess. On creepiness, I give this one a 6 out of 10. And after all, even if it was true, I'm not a young child, so I'm not going to be affected by this. I give this one a 9 out of 10 overall, mainly because, like I said, it is somewhat realistic.